I recently chatted with Shani Rose. For fans that don't know Shani, can you give us a brief description of yourself and your music?
Okay, I'm Shani Rose, and I am a singer-songwriter, pop rock with a little soulful crunch. And my music is guitar and keyboard based, a little bit of ukulele, kind of in the vibe of Sarah Bareilles and Ingrid Michaelson and Nora Jones, Adele, John Mayer. And tons of others.
Can you tell us about your latest album?
Yeah, I've got an album called Merry-Go-Round that's out, and working on a new single to release in the next couple of months. I'm really excited about that. And I've been just writing and performing and getting some new material together. So an EP is definitely in the works, in part of my thought process. So I think that's going to be my next step actually after the single.
For fans in LA, do you have any live shows coming up?
Actually going to be playing at Room 5 on April 21st at 10 o'clock. I'm doing a really cool Songwriters in the Round show with some really, really talented songwriters alongside me, and it's going to be really fun. So I'm excited to go back to play at Room 5. It's a great venue in LA, and haven't been there in a while, so it's going to be great.
Tell us about your experiences at City Walk.
Sure. Yeah. So I perform pretty much every week or so at Universal City Walk. I've been doing that for the past 3 years, and it's been an incredible learning experience and growth experience for me as a musician and as a performer. And I've just met so many cool people along the way that have inspired me to keep going and doing what I'm doing, because they've come up to me and said how I'm inspiring them, or how I'm, making their day better, or helping them through something. And that is one of the greatest things, the greatest gifts I could receive, and feelings of fulfillment that I could receive from doing music. And I mean, I've flown to Arizona to accompany a fan that's 8 years old, to accompany her on her talent show. She decided she wanted to play one of my original songs, so I taught her how to play it on piano, and then I flew out there and we played it together for a show. That's just one of the examples. Other things are, I've played somebody's wedding that saw me at City Walk and decided that they wanted my songs at their wedding. And just people that have come up to me that said, I was going through this thing and I kept listening to this song and it just really got me through. So City Walk has been a great thing in my life, and hopefully the people that have gone there and have met me in their life as well. Yeah, I can say I'm a seasoned performer because of it as well. So going out there and playing 3 to 4 hours a night to strangers and to people who are just walking by, it's really a great way to kind of practice and get all the kinks out of your live show, and just meet people that you wouldn't otherwise meet. It's really great.
Has traveling helped influence your music?
Sure. So I've done a few West Coast tours, and I booked those all myself and drove up the coast, and they were incredible experiences, and learned a lot about the process of touring. It's brought inspiration to me because I've had the opportunity to play in different cities that I don't play in usually, and it's so great to get to a city and realize that there's so much there that's different from Los Angeles, from what I'm used to, and that it's just as good and it's just as wonderful there. And people have an appreciation of music that's, different in different places. And it's just really neat to experience that. I was at South by Southwest last year, so I was in Austin. That was a really cool experience as well. Having so many bands around you, just constant music everywhere for like an entire week, and people just wanting to go out and see music. and so it's been inspiring to me to realize that there's a lot out there to explore, and a lot of places out there to share music in, and it's great to discover some new cities and new fans in different places.
Tell us something fun you like doing outside of music.
It's a good question. I like nature and hiking and camping. Last August, I hiked part of the John Muir Trail, which is, the whole thing is like 220 miles, but I did 80, which seems very like a tiny little portion of the whole thing, but it was actually, a lot of walking for 8 days straight, in the wilderness, nothing around you. And it was an amazing experience. I love that kind of thing. And that's one of the things I do aside from music. And other than that, I like yoga. I just recently got into like arts and craftsy stuff. So maybe I've got a little, I'm gonna get into that soon. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of what I do.
What are some of your goals for the future? Where do you see yourself in a few years?
In the next couple of years, wow, that's a lot of pressure, John. No, the next couple of years, I'm definitely planning to release a big single, release a solid EP, do some bigger tours, open for some people that I would love to open for. Just continue to make music and sort of take the next step in the process of, creativity and creation, but also in the business side of the industry, and just taking that step and figuring out how to do that, not completely on my own anymore, and seeing how that goes. So that's the vague answer, because who knows, but that's the plan.
If you enjoyed today's video and would like to help us support indie musicians, please take a second to check out our Patreon page. I get asked all the time, why do I do what I do as far as helping musicians? And being someone